Hi, my name is Arlena Hui, and I'm doing this video on legal and ethical considerations. Throughout this course, I've learned that when working with students with ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, it is extremely important to consider the legal and ethical responsibilities of serving the students and their families. Knowledge of what the law says about how students' needs are to be met and application of ethics in the delivery of student services are important in ensuring successful collaboration with families and the students' ability to flourish in academic and non-academic environments. As an educator and an autism specialist, I am called not only to teach, but to advocate, protect, and empower the students I serve. I plan to apply legal and ethical principles to support students with ASD in my classroom and throughout their educational journey. The identification of ASD requires both legal and ethical considerations. Legally, federal law under the IDEA Act, which is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, ensures every student suspected of having a disability has the right to comprehensive and non-discriminatory evaluation. Ethically, this means I cannot rely solely on personal assumptions or informal observations. I must collaborate with families, specialists, and evaluation teams to gather accurate data, respect cultural differences, and avoid stereotypes. Identification must be rooted in fairness, scientific assessments, and respect for the child's dignity. It is not about labeling the students. It's about opening doors to ensure that they get the support that they need. Also, throughout the course, I've learned about the unique characteristics of ASD, including differences in communication, social interaction, sensory processing, and behavior. These traits set ASD apart from other disabilities like ADHD, or intellectual disabilities, because they affect how a student experiences the world, not just how they learn. Legally and ethically, this means I must provide individualized support, not generalized support. I must create a structured, predictable classroom environment, offer communication tools like assistive technology or visual schedules, and ensure accommodations are not only legally documented in an IEP, but also faithfully implemented every day in my classroom. The law also requires schools to use evidence-based practices for students with ASD. Ethically, this means I need to apply strategies backed by research, not my personal opinion or outdated approaches. It also requires me to stay current throughout training, collaboration, and my professional development. I will advocate for interventions such as applied behavior analysis strategies, social skills instruction, visual schedules, or sensory supports that are proven to work and can be modified for their effectiveness. Legally, evidence-based practices are a student's right. Ethically, they are my professional obligation. Throughout this course, my understanding has evolved. I understand more that advocacy is an action, it's not an attitude. This means if I suggest an accommodation in an IEP, I am responsible for ensuring that it's implemented, monitored, and revised as needed. I also see the importance of listening to families' voices because ethically collaboration is essential. If a parent requests something for a child, it's because they understand their child's needs firsthand. Not that they're trying to be difficult, but families want to advocate to protect their child's rights and their access to learning. Supporting students with ASD is both a legal responsibility and a moral commitment. By respecting accurate identification, understanding individual differences, and applying the evidence-based practices, and consistently advocating for appropriate services, it upholds the law and the potential of every child that I serve. Thank you.